Hi, this is Sonali Gupta from WeTheFashion.com, and today we are featuring another astounding fashion designer from India, Mr. Rajdeep Ranawat. He gained vast exposure and experience with French fashion house based in Paris, and he trained himself with the European embroidery, silhouettes, colors and cultures. The brand Rajdeep Ranawat first launched in October 2004 and is synonymous to the modern women with an aura of creativity, charm and elegance. Hi Rajdeep.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
First of all, I would like to thank you so much for being with us here.
Well, my pleasure.
Tell me something about yourself.
Well, I've been an artist originally, as a child, and then I went on to boarding school, and I got into NIFT. So since then, since the year 2000 when I graduated, I've just been into fashion. And in fashion, I see clothes as artistic clothes. That's why we specialize in the prints that we do, and we do the artworks that we do on the clothes. So for me, it's all art to wear. Yeah.
Okay. So what inspired you to become the fashion designer?
Actually, I became by chance. I mean, I basically wanted to go to NID. I wanted to do other sorts of designs, like product design and animation and everything. And being in boarding school, I never got the chance to actually go for those entrance exams. But during my holidays, NIFT was available, and I got through, in the first 24 in India. So I just sort of carried on with this and took it as a form of art for myself.
Okay, so you never got any training for the NIFT exams or anything?
No, there was no training. I mean, I think creativity is sort of within you. So you sort of show what you have within your personality and your traits, and you accomplish that in your exams. I think then it's evident what your destiny and your future holds.
No, but knowing the fact that it's quite difficult to crack the NIFT exams, but then you sort of just went through with it, and
yeah, it is difficult. I mean, they have a 3-step process, and as you clear each process, they call you for the next one. So I went with the flow. They kept calling me, and that was cool. Yeah, it just happened.
It just happened.
Yes, yeah.
So how you started with your professional career?
Well, after graduating from NIFT in the year 2000, I did internship with a French fashion house, and they really wanted me to work for them. So I was based in Paris with them, half the time in Paris, half the time in Delhi, and for about 2.5 to 3 years I was with that company. And then I became the head designer for a New York based fashion house. So that kept me busy, and in the end of 2004 is when I decided to open my own label. So I started very small with 2-3 people, and then I sort of carried on and got here till today.
Okay, that's quite inspiring.
Yeah.
So tell me about your inspiration for your very first collection.
My very first collection, basically, since I grew up in a very nature and a very picturesque sort of location, and I traveled a lot with my dad because he was in the army. So I think everything that I do is inspired by nature. And the first collection, I didn't even have a mannequin for myself. So what I did was I did a collection of kaftans and ponchos, because you don't need a mannequin for measurements.
Yeah.
And that sort of done in my own way, that I sort of portrayed it as a form of art. It did pretty well in the market, and then with the profits I started sort of expanding and buying more things and material and everything.
Okay, so basically your first collection was kaftans and ponchos.
Yes.
Okay. So when we talk about style statement, what is your style statement?
Well,
what
I
style
feel
means to you?
Style for me is comfort and elegance. I don't feel that everybody needs to wear fitted clothes, and for us we work with simple forms, simple silhouettes, and as long as they're comfortable, they're in fluid fabrics. We use very good quality fabrics, and our workmanship is basically the kind of artworks we do, or the embroideries that we do, that are very fine. So for us, style is all about comfort and being sort of happy in your own personality, and not trying to portray somebody else.
So comfortability is your style statement.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's talk about you for a while. How you start your day?
I start my day by waking up, of course,
Of course.
and freshening up. I have my fruits and I have my breakfast. I'm not a breakfast person, but I just have a little bit just for the heck of it. And then I get ready for work. I mean, I'm always longing to get to work because I get to see something new every day. So I'm off to the factory by about 10:30, 11, and I'm there till about 3:34. I sort of delegate all the work within all the assistants and all the labor, and see everything happens on time. Post 4, I come to the store. I see what's going on here, whatever orders or alterations, and then a little snack at around 6:37, and go back, spend some time with the family or catch up with some friends. It's a very simple sort of a routine for me.
So, what's your routine while you're traveling?
While I'm traveling, firstly, my travels are super hectic. I travel a lot, incidentally. I travel a lot for shows, I travel a lot for work. Every month I'm sort of here and there. And it just becomes a little stressful because end of the day you're leaving back your work and your factory and your stores and everything else, even whether it's for 5 days or whether it's for 10 days. So just to coordinate everything while I'm traveling, my travels get a little stressful for me. So at the back of my mind, I'm always thinking of what's going on here. So yeah, but I try to cool down, I try to calm down as long as everything happens smoothly.
Okay, so you're kind of possessive about your brand, about your label.
Not possessive, I think I'm very systematic. I like to take things by the stride and very organized. So there's a system that we formed and I'd like to follow that.
So you're health conscious?
Not really. These days I'm on a diet, but I'm so not health conscious. I mean, like, I can eat anything. I love food.
Okay, so your favorite shopping destination?
Favorite shopping destination for the cheaper clothes, everyday clothes, it's always Bangkok. And for the luxury brands, it's Paris. So yeah, I think these are two contrasting places that I've mentioned, and you can get everything, whether it's luxury or whether it's affordable.
Okay, so best local market in Delhi?
Best local market in Delhi, I think I get very happy when I'm in the middle of Lajpat Nagar. You can find everything there, whether it's to source for something for your collection or for your creation, or there might be a little piece of inspiration in some corner, or you just see the people walking around and you see, okay, this is what they're wearing, this is what they're comfortable in. So you get to see the entire genre of people out there, and I think it's like a center of everything happening of Delhi. So Lajpat is quite busy.
It's more Lajpat is more about ethnic wear.
Yeah, it's ethnic wear. It's definitely ethnic
that
wear.
is somehow it's quite attracting to you.
Yeah, and it's more commercial.
Yeah.
End of the day, it's what the masses want. It's what the masses are buying. So it's a commercial market. Yeah.
Okay. So maybe a difficult question for you: food or fashion?
Fashion. I think fashion now, because I'm so involved with it, and it's taken me so many years, almost like 15 years to 16 years, to nurture my own brand to get to this level. So I know what it feels to start it from scratch. So definitely fashion.
Definitely fashion.
Yeah.
Okay, so if not designing, then what?
If not designing, I always wanted to be some sort of a scientist. I wanted to create
Dream of every kid.
Yeah, probably. I used to skateboard a lot as a child, so I used to watch Back to the Future, and I used to want that hoverboard floating above the floor and everything. So yeah, I used to watch all these movies like Young Einstein and Star Trek and everything, so I was quite into all that.
Okay, so your hobbies?
My hobbies, I used to paint a lot. But since I've started my work, there's absolutely no time because you need utmost concentration in painting. Painting was my first hobby. Second hobby could be named as food and TV and movies. I love my TV, I love movies. So yeah, I'd rather relax at home and watch something on the screen, or go out for a movie. I think that's about it.
Obviously, you're traveling a lot, then
Yeah.
you are working, then at some point of time you need that relaxation,
Definitely.
sitting back home and you just enjoy.
Yeah, and I think movies and television sort of helps you unwind. It helps you forget the stress of the
Yeah.
day, all the issues that happen at work. So it just switches me off and reboot myself for the next morning.
Okay.
Yeah.
So knowing that you travel a lot,
Yes.
and then you like everything in a very systematic way and everything. So how you manage your work life and your personal life?
Personal life, I think everybody connected to me needs to understand that it is because of the work that the personal life can be a little satisfactory. So I'm glad I have everybody who supports me in my work. They help me also. And as it grows consistently, we aren't in a hurry to grow to a certain level, but I always believe in consistent growth. I try to sort of balance it out, whether it's my friends or my family, they all understand that, I can balance out my work and, a personal life.
So you have pretty understanding friends
Yeah,
and
yeah,
family.
yeah, definitely.
Okay, which celebrity fashion designer or stylist inspire you the most?
Celebrity fashion designer, I think internationally it was always Kenzo, and especially Kenzo, the Kenzo Jungle brand, because they did the most beautiful artworks and embroideries, and that was very inspiring as I grew up. And there's always Dolce Gabbana, there's Versace and Roberto Cavalli. I like their bold sense of fashion. They're not scared of actually trying anything new. So I sort of appreciate that.
And any stylist?
Stylists, I actually don't believe in any stylists, because whether it comes to my fashion shows or whether it's the photo shoots and the campaigns, I like to style everything myself, because I feel the vision of a collection is actually a vision of the designer. I don't understand why designers need to hire stylists to do that for them.
Because obviously when you are designing, you design a complete look.
Yes,
Right.
yes. So because the look is developed as per the theme and the vision of what we are trying to perceive. So I don't believe in stylists.
Okay. Okay. So do you have any obsession when it comes to fashion, like any particular textile or any color?
There's no obsession. I think for me, fashion is generic, and I don't like to work with too much of textile, because when we get our orders, that textile might not be available in the market anymore. So I like to work with fabrics, just white fabric that comes in house, and we like to develop, whether it's the print or the dyeing or the embroidery, everything on that white fabric. So we work with fabrics which are readily available throughout the year.
Okay. So do you like to accessorize your designs with any embellishments or anything?
Yes, we
Detailing.
work, definitely. We work very closely with SWAROVSKI India and SWAROVSKI Austria, and we have a business association with the company itself, and we only use authentic and genuine Swarovski crystals. And we also have a tag of authenticity that is put with every garment, which dictates that Rajdeep Ranawat as a brand is associated with Swarovski, and all the crystals are used are genuine.
Okay. So tell me something about your work ethic. I mean, that force, that thrives you to get better every day.
I think it's the clients and the buyers and the fashion weeks that we do. The clients teach us what they really want, what is actually going along with their personality. Every client is not a model size. We need to understand that. We are very we cater very closely to the clients who love fashion, who love themselves, and are very comfortable with their own skin. So my clients, buyers, and my global travels and everything, that sort of inspire me a lot to come up with a new collection for them.
So tell me more about your clientele. Like they're from Delhi, they're from outside.
I have a clientele from everywhere. I mean,
That's amazing.
Yeah. We have clients from everywhere. They even fly down from different cities just to come to our store or to shop wherever our brand is available. And now that we have an online website as well, which has international shipping, it makes it more accessible for them.
Okay, so I always feel like, the clients, Delhi clients, I would particularly talk about the Delhi clients, they're very fuzzy, like they're very demanding. They need some drama in their outfits each and every time, even when they are, buying it from the same place itself. So they need different type of things in every garment. So how you deal with the Delhi people?
We don't really entertain that kind of clientele, or we don't even entertain such demands by anybody. So what we have hanging here, or what we've created, is a process that we've gone through for many months. So we can't have anybody walk in and try to change our sensibilities or demand something extra for a value that is already put into that garment. So we just sort of refuse. If you like a product, you got to buy it the way it is.
But customizations are always there.
Little
right?
bit of customization is there regarding the sizing or regarding the placement of something or regarding a color, but we don't change everything. Yeah.
Okay. So tell me, what's your take on trends? Like, you follow them, you do not follow them?
We don't follow trends.
You don't follow trends.
I get inspired by a certain theme or a certain place or a certain item, and revolving around that for that particular season, we come out with our trend colors, and we come out with the material that we want to use, and the kind of silhouettes that we want to do, and we just work very closely amongst that. I mean, there's no need for us to follow a trend, because if we follow a trend, we'll be competing with thousands and thousands of other sort
exactly.
of brands, and to sort of stand out amongst those brands, we should be unique.
Yeah, exactly. But according to you, what is that one trend of 2017 you just can't stand?
2017, I can't stand. I don't know, actually. I can't answer that, because I haven't been really seeing what is happening.
What's in trend?
Everybody has started traveling abroad. There is every brand that's available in India now. So I think it's just become a rat race, and everybody just keeps changing their clothes and whatever. If you call it a trend, every month there's something new. So I really don't know how to answer that.
So basically, it's like you don't follow the trends.
No.
And that is how you just you create your own unique attires and everything by yourself.
I think following a trend will be a very stressful sort of a business.
I
mean,
know, it is,
like
it
a
is.
Zara or any other brand coming up with a new collection every month. Imagine if we had to do that. I mean, we just work on 2 collections in a year. So I think we are happy with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You being an established fashion designer, what do you think are the wardrobe essentials for this spring-summer season?
Keep cool. I think wear a lot of cottons. You gotta wear breathable fabrics. Don't expose yourself too much. I mean, there's no point of vulgarity, but be comfortable and wear sort of comfortable clothes.
Okay. Okay. Everybody have the turning point in their life. So when they look back, they're like, oh, everything has changed. So what is the turning point of your life?
I think every day for me is a turning point, because sometimes when you're reminded of how you started or what you were doing, or even when you were in college or boarding school, or you feel those are the days when you either had too much fun or you had a very stressful life amongst whether it's school or whatever. But competition has been there since I think we step into school until date, whatever we do. So it's definitely taught me to be a little more stronger and more self-satisfied, and I'm calmer now. Earlier it was very difficult for me. Yeah.
So okay, I mean, every day is a new challenge for you. Every day when you look back on yesterday, that tones a little.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. So how your brand label it evolved during the years?
It's evolved. It's got its highs and lows, and mostly on a high, because if I started from scratch and I've reached here today to open my own store, I think it's been a consistent rise, and I can't really have any complaints. I've had some great clients and great buyers, and we retail through some lovely cities in India and abroad. So I think the brand is now expanding slowly and consistently.
Okay. So how you feel when your clients appreciate you and your work?
Oh, it's amazing. I mean that's exactly what we are working this hard. That there is a sense of satisfaction when I get an email from, whether it's a celebrity or a client or any buyer, that we got so many compliments, or the product is so beautiful, it just stands out, or the quality is so good. Any form of compliment it just makes my day. I can have such a good peaceful sleep that night.
Okay. So my last question to you is that, is there any advice you would like to give to the aspiring fashion designers?
One advice: Never, never, never copy or ape anybody else. Don't copy other designers just because they're established or they're good or whatever you learn from them. Come out with what's inside you, come out with what you really want to do rather than making copies of someone else. That's it.
Okay, so just be original with
Be
your work.
original always.
Always.
That's the way you make a name for yourself.